Okay, let's look at the solution for test you're learning to. So we know that we need to ask for the letter. So let's do that. Let's say car for character is, let's use letter. Okay. Input, enter a letter. Okay. It's already a string, so we don't need to do any conversion. So let's determine if this letter is a vowel. So that seems easy enough. We just need to check to see if it's A or E or I or O or U. So if letter is, and let's change it to lowercase, okay. If letter is A or letter dot lower, and so if I have to keep doing letter dot lower, let me instead do it once. So let's convert input to lower case. Okay, so I am going to say, and so we only have to do it once. Lower letter is letter dot lower. Okay, so it's in lowercase. So now all I have to say is if lower letter is A or lower letter is E or lower letter is I is equal to I or lower letter is equals to A, E, I, O or lower letter is equals to U. Remember, if we're going to have our code on multiple lines, let's put parentheses. So Python knows that it's one thing. Okay? So if lower letter is A or E or I or O or U, then we want to print open, close, paren, square brackets, is a vowel. So inside the square brackets, I'll put the curly brace. So it means that the input will actually be put inside. So now I'm going to say that format lower letter. Okay, or actually let's leave it as letter. Okay, since the user would like to see what he or she typed in. Okay, so what is this doing here? Shouldn't be here. Okay, so Python put that colon there without my knowledge. Okay, so else, okay, we could say it's not a vowel, but let's do this. L if, okay, and so I could say elif not the case, okay, so elif not lower that letter, and I guess I could just copy and paste. Let's do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is if it turns out that it's not the case that it's not an A or an E or an I or an O or a U, then I know it's a consonant. So I'm going to print is not a vowel. Okay. Dot format letter. Alright. And so I'm going to put my curly brace inside and we can test it out. So of course, I hope we understand what's happening here. If this is true, I want to print it's a vowel. Otherwise, if it's not true, which means false, then I want to print it is not a vowel. So I could do that. I enter a letter, let's say X. X is not a vowel. If I enter A is a vowel. If I enter capital U, U is a vowel. Okay. So you might be saying, well, this is a lot of typing. So that's true. So we could always do the else. Okay. Because we know if this is true, it will do a vowel. And if it's not true, meaning false, it is not a vowel. Okay. So any of these options would work. Okay. It's just that the second option, or the first option where I explicitly state what I am not looking for, shows me the thought process that goes into solving this problem. Of course, as you get better at coding, you can just say, alright, I'll just use the else. But for now, let's assume we want to clearly state exactly what we want to accomplish. Hence, we're going to use the elif where necessary or when necessary. Okay. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the solution for Test Your Learning 2, and it also brings us to the end of this unit on decision-based programming. In the next unit, we will look at iteration, meaning we will learn to write code where we can repeat steps. Okay, so for example, you might want to print a message 100 times. Well, instead of having to type that message 100 times, you can just write some iterative code which does the printing of the message 100 times for you. Alright, so I will see you in the next video where we start our discussion on iterative based coding. See you then.